Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Rahawa Kakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. They continue to rule very well to this very day. And Shalom to the hopeful elect that's continually laboring this work, giving diligence to make your calling election sure, and faith, true sincerity, and all charity. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled "Not as one that beateth the air," which that goes into the scripture that speaks about when Paul made a statement concerning, fighting the good fight of faith, in which that's what we do here in this truth. We're fighting to obtain salvation. We're fighting to obtain mercy from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's the main thing that we're pushing for, is because we all of us have sinned, man. All of us has transgressed the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We went off. All right, we went against his laws, his statutes, and commandments. So therefore, now we are fighting to receive salvation. We're fighting to receive mercy because of that, man. All right, we're not just doing this just to to make ourselves known to the world, or not only just that, but just to receive some type of recognition from the higher ups, or celebrity views, or anything like that, man. All right, the reason why we do this is, once again, to obtain salvation and mercy, man. This isn't a publicity stunt by us. This is what we want, man. We are sincerely fighting against the ways of this world, Babylon, against America, and against all manner of wickedness, man. All right, and it's a daily fight, because the flesh, man, the flesh is outlandishly wicked. No matter what, man, no matter what we do, the flesh will always try to fight against us, especially if us being in the spirit. But the thing is that when it comes to fighting, you're basically, the more fights you participate in, this is also in the real world. The more fights that you participate in, the more experience that you get. And with the more experience that you get, you'll be able to overcome a lot more obstacles than what you did before. All right. So that's why you see the men of the Lord, especially the apostle elders, in the position that they're in now, because they've been through it already. They've been through the experiences of going, basically fighting against the flesh and all manner of wickedness. All right. And they know exactly what to do, and they know how to operate in the spirit. And therefore, we're following that same example. All right. Now, the key thing in this video is that when Paul made a statement, "Not as one that beateth the air," because beating the air is mentioned shadow boxing, because back then, during the time of the Greeks and the Romans, they had events like boxing. All right. They had events like boxing, the Olympics. They had those events during that time, right? And it's like it. So Paul used those examples back then during the time of those events that they were having, right? The sporting events. He used boxing as an example. All right. So beating the air is another way of saying a shadow boxing, and that's not what we're doing. Or we're actually fighting against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. All right. We're actually fighting against the wiles of the devil, which we already know. It's the so-called white man. And we're also fighting against the tricks that are set up, the pitfalls, the traps, which that's what the word wiles mean. Right? A trap, the snares. And also fighting against ourselves too, man. When really, and Apostle Elder Gabar went to this, man. The worst enemy that you can have in this truth is yourself. All right. So therefore, when we go into the inner workings and the fight, and concerning the fight that we're involved in, really it starts with ourselves, man. All right. And that's what we're involved in, man. This thing is real, man. This is a real life scenario. This isn't, like I mentioned before, this isn't anything that we do for show. All right. But this is out of sincerity, man. Okay, because we understand what's at the end of the road. We understand what our reward is, man. We're fighting for a reward. We're fighting for a crown. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the scriptures. I didn't want to make this video too long. It's like I gotta go back. This is 1 Corinthians, the 9th chapter and the 24th verse. It says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. All right. So out of that race, one received the prize, man. And we all working towards the prize, which is what? Once again, salvation and mercy. Okay. So it says, so run that ye may obtain. So we're running, we're not running just for, exercise or, just because it feels good. No, man, we're running for the prize, man. We're running to receive our reward. That's what we're running for. All right. And really that's a good thing, because it's a form of an incentive, And really, this incentive is really, I'm not even going to say incentive. Really, it's an ultimatum. It's whether you run or you don't run. It's whether you do the work or you don't do the work. It's whether you fight or you don't fight. There's no in between. Okay. So once again, it says, so run that ye may obtain. And that's what Paul was talking about in the scripture. All right. But at verse 25, it says, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. All right. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, right? To be, especially this is also going to these so-called pastors, these prosperity preachers. They do this to be seen, man, and they're not worried about what's coming down the pipeline. They're not worried about things like that, because they already got what they got, man. They got their consolation. All right. So once again, it says, and every man that strive for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. All right. So they do it to get a corruptible crown, to basically receive fame in this world. All right. In this world, which is about to disappear soon. But we an incorruptible crown, a crown that will never fade away. And that's the kingdom. All right. What falls behind the kingdom? Salvation, mercy. All right. Receiving a rulership alongside with Yahushua, being joint heirs. All that is a part of an incorruptible crown. Also, too, the bodies, the new bodies that we're to receive in the kingdom, so we'll never go off ever again. All right, the bodies that don't corrupt or corrode or get diseases or are susceptible to any sort of deterioration or anything of that nature. I'm just throwing out examples, but that what it means by incorruptible crown. All right. Now, verse 26 says, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly. All right, so we're not running to uncertainly, man. We know exactly where we're going. All right. We're not like what's this guy, Forrest Gump. In the movie, he was just running and he kept running. He was just running just for the hell of it, man. He wasn't really going anywhere. He wasn't doing anything. He just ran because he just wanted to run. He was going nowhere. All right. And then at the end of it, he just decided that he just wanted to stop running and just go back home. And that's what a lot of these guys, that's the vibration that's on a lot of these so-called Israelite camps and these other guys that fall out, because really they didn't have no direction. They didn't know where they were running towards. All right. They just did it because it was something to do. And guess what? They fell out. All right. So it said, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, all right, not knowing where you're going. Says, so fight I not as one that beateth the air. All right, so you're not just beating at the air, just saying, all right, I'm about to get myself ready to fight against myself. No, once you set foot in this truth and you start to get a hold of wisdom, that's when the fight starts. That's when your flesh starts to fight against you. That's when Esau starts to see you, all right, especially if you're going out in the highways and byways. Now that you've been made a target of Esau, all right. and those high level warlocks and witches that are set up to put curses on us, all right, to demonize us. That's what we're fighting against, man. We're fighting against all elements. We're fighting a battle on all sides, man. All right, and even from the inside, because like I mentioned before, the flesh will fight against you, man. All right. Now, see, yeah, back at verse. I'm gonna read verse 26 again. It says, "I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air." All right. Now, verse 27. "But I keep under my body," and this is the point. This is one of the main points in this lesson. It says, "But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself shall be a castaway." All right. So Paul is making it clear. Said, "Look, I keep under my body and bring it under subjection." So we're bringing the flesh under subjection, man, and that's a part of the fight. Okay. It says, "Lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway." All right. So in other words, preaching to others, in other words, he's making an example, like saying you're struggling with a certain topic or whatever. You're struggling with a certain area, but yet you teach someone else not to do that. You're making yourself a castaway. Even though you warn that person not to do that, but you haven't kept yourself in check. And that's what Paul meant by that, saying unless myself should be a castaway. All right. Now I had another precept. I want to grab this one real quick. I'm gonna close it on now. Didn't want to make this video too long. I just want to hit two main points. Now, I believe I already got that one. Hold on. Now, there's another one I brought up earlier. I got to bring it up again. Salakia. Slack, bear me for 1 second. Slacky, I guess I got to put it up in another one. Hold on, Slacky. Bear me for 1 second, Aki. 1 second. Yeah, for some reason I cannot find the scripture I can't find the scripture. I'm looking for a scripture where it says, I know probably the brothers will be able to find it, but it says the race is not given to the swift. But I don't know why it's not pulling up in my two apps. Usually it pulls right up, but I don't know why it's pulling it up now. But I believe you get the point. Yeah, now I can't pull it up. Yeah, I'm not able to find it, but it's all right. That's Satan. But there's a particular scripture where it says the race is not given to the swift or the mighty, roughly paraphrasing. But It's in the scriptures, but I don't know why the app won't pull it up. But the point in the video is that basically we're doing this with the goal in mind. We're not doing this just to do it. But the goal in mind that we have is towards an incorruptible crown. That's what we sincerely look for. Okay. But that's pretty much it on this video, on this lesson. I just want to bring out this quick points, even though I couldn't find the second one. But I believe the point has been made. And then hopefully you members of the Hope Elect were edified by this video. And until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Rahawah Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually wrote very well to this very day. Shalom, blessings, peace, and safety, salutations to the Hope Elect. Let's continually plowing in his work, giving diligence to make your carnal election sure in faith, truth, sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.